This week on Dateline Schools, we're talking with Dr. Annette Mercatante. She's the health director for St. Clair County Health Department, as we're trying to figure out what we need to do to get things ready for school to start this fall. And Dr. Mercatante, yesterday you talked about a lot of the concerns that you and the districts have in preparing. We're also talking about getting sports together, and we've seen some of what the professionals have been doing. What about for our high school and middle school kids? Is that a pretty big concern too?
And band and all of our other extracurricular activities, and of course that's a very important part of education, and depending on the activity, that risk is going to vary. We've already talked about baseball being a sport where you can more realistically keep people separated, not so much in soccer and football. I don't really have an answer for you, Terry, other than the goal would be to have everything happen. If we can have that and identify individuals who are infected with the virus and remove them quickly so it doesn't spread, I think it's doable. I think it's possible. There's a separate issue with the team or the group of students and what they do together, and bystanders and the spectators, and keeping the spectators safe as well. So I think we're going to have to address these issues one at a time. Of course, we've got the Michigan High School Athletic Association helping, and a lot of state groups that are providing input and support. And locally, we will do as much as we can until we realize it's too risky. And I think that's the best we can say. We're going to move forward with the opportunity and the awareness that we might need to move back a little bit if things are getting out of control.
How important is it for our kids to get into some kind of a normal routine and get things back to familiarity for them that they may have?
Well, again, this is a very stressful time for everybody because so much of this is unfamiliar. But routine is very important. Routine in sleeping habits, routine in eating habits, routines of just kind of backing away from the media. We're all just COVID fatigued. We're tired of this. And the way to respond to that is just not to deny it, but to give yourself some space. Make sure that you're having some quiet time every day with your loved ones, or even just with yourself in a good book. These things are very, very, probably more important now than they've ever been. And we're talking about teaching kids remotely, which means more screen time, right? Even more screen time than we normally recommend. So I think just being aware of when that screen should go off, when your kids need to run outside and play. Outdoor play is still a super good way of getting off some steam, and it's healthy, and let's face it, it's low risk for COVID, right? Outdoors is the best place to be. So I think sleeping, eating, and avoiding continuous stimulation from scary media outlets is probably my strongest advice.
Great. More tomorrow for Dateline Schools. I'm Terry.